Hi, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to Between Bells, Camden Catholic's podcast that explores the people that make up our school community and what they're truly like between one day's dismissal bell and the next day's homeroom bell. I'm your host, Trish, and I'm happy to say welcome to this week's episode. This week I have two little preceding messages for our Between Bells listeners. The first one being that from the looks fit, this episode's coming out on a Thursday. Again, not a Monday, a bit of a later week episode, which brings me to the fact I think I might want to change our show's little slogan from new episodes every Monday to maybe new episodes every Friday. When I first started the show, I was a bit nervous that people weren't really going to pay any mind, that they were going to brush it off, so I made that little new episodes every Monday bit to, one, keep me motivated to keep making episodes, but also I wanted to have a certain day people could associate with new episodes so they'd be more compelled to tune in, I guess. Honestly though, it's hard to try and hit every Monday. Personally, I'm one of those people that as the week goes on, I feel more and more productive. So, when a new week starts and at the beginning of the week, it feels like such a drag. So I decided that we'll try out Fridays. I mean, this is only the first season. We're still experimenting. We'll try some things. And if that doesn't work, we'll just make sure it comes out some point every week. But I'm so grateful for all of the listeners that come up to me in school and tell me how excited they are for the episodes, regardless if that week I might not have done it on the Monday. Honestly, I don't think too many people care as strictly about that Monday to Monday schedule that I do. So yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you again to everyone who's been very supportive and very, very positive in their feedback. I'm glad that everyone's liking it. I'm having a great time making it. And finally, the last little announcement before we get to this week's episode is that my sources tell me a little podcast called Talking Catholic, which is the Camden Diocese's own podcast, recently released an episode this week where they had none other but yours truly, but also Mr. Bruckner on that episode. I felt so honored to be so graciously invited onto their own podcast and had a blast recording with them. So if you're interested in listening to that episode for yourself, I am pretty sure they're available on SoundCloud, but also you can check the Camden Diocese website and find the podcast there. Their podcast has been going on a little bit more than here at Between Bells, about, 5 years if I'm not mistaken. So if you're looking for this specific episode, I believe that it's around 350-ish. I don't remember the exact number, but while you're at it, feel free to listen to their other stuff. They talk about Catholic schools, the Catholic diocese, faith, religion, all that. So if you're interested, please check it out. And now to move over to the episode we have for you this week. Our special guest this week is Mrs. Bouchard. Mrs. Bouchard teaches mostly junior religion, is the moderator for both the Asian Cultures Club and the Italian Culture and Conversation Club, and is this year's junior student government moderator. Mrs. Bouchard is a bright face to many of our school community and can usually be seen lending a hand in school activities and events. But what about out of school? What is she like between bells? All right, so on this week's episode, we have Mrs. Bouchard here. Hello, Mrs. Bouchard. How are you doing today?
Good. The day is almost finished.
I know, It's last period. I'm kind of antsy to get out, but I love talking to you all the time.
Thank you. Same here.
So I don't mind that I have to talk to you before leaving today. So I guess first of all, we should do what we normally do on the podcast. Please give us your full name, first and last, your classroom number, and how long you've been here at CCHS.
All right. My full name, just first and last, is Antonella Bouchard, in class 232. And I think this is my third full year.
Only third?
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Does that mean that you joined when I became a freshman?
Yes, I'm growing up with your class here.
I did not know that. I thought you were here a while before that.
No, I was somewhere else for 28 years. So.
Oh, I knew you were at another school, but I didn't know you came the same year I did.
That's why your class is so special.
I talked to Miss Bouchard a lot, but I didn't know that. I'm still learning new things. All right, and then our week's wild card for you is, what's your favorite animal?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think about. I don't know.
Yeah, really. If you look into Mrs. Bouchard's classroom, she has animals around the place.
Yeah, I use them as hall passes. The bunnies.
Because you're missing your hall pass. You're currently on the search for it.
I like bunnies. I like owls. Yeah.
Bunnies and owls?
Bunnies and owls. I mean, when growing up, it was always a giraffe. I don't know why.
Giraffes?
Just because they look so cool. Or,
Yeah, with the really long tongues. Have you ever fed a giraffe before?
No, I've not.
I heard you can do that at Disney or some place.
I don't like that long tongue coming out. I'm afraid it's
Yeah, that would be a bit scary, yeah. Because I feel like since they're so tall, you don't really register how big they are. So I guess their heads must be huge. Now, oh man, I could talk a lot about a lot of things with you. We talk like all the time.
Do.
Ever since freshman year. Miss Bouchard is a very special guest for me, guys, because
you're special too.
Thank you, because she was the first teacher I really talked to freshman year. Because we met in Asian Cultures Club, which used to be K Club.
Right. Right.
And I came in halfway through the year because I went virtual for first half, and then Mrs. Bouchard helped me make friends, and now a lot of those friends are still my friends today.
And mine too.
And so, I guess my first question relating to that would be, why did you decide to join with K Club? Now that with the newfound information that it was your first year here, why did you decide to help with the K Club?
Well, I saw some artwork in the library on the wall that was being displayed by the art students. And I saw that a couple people had drawn pictures of some of the K-pop stars that I knew. And I said, who did this? And the people were there hanging them up, and somebody told me. I said, oh, so you like K-pop? And I did like K-pop. And I said, oh, we ought to start a club.
Short between bells break. If you've ever wondered why there's been such a surge of Korean media and culture in the past 20 years or so, you may be able to attribute that to the fact that they're shifting towards being a soft power. What is a soft power, you ask? Well, according to Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, there's a distinction between nation branding, a country generally promoting a positive but relatively shallow view of itself, and soft power. Soft power takes the appeal of soft resources, for example, attractive pop culture fixtures like movies and pop icons, and combines them to create and solidify new long-term changes in how people think about or interact with the country in question. Analysts believe the way that the Korean government has been supporting but not particularly directing the spread of Korean culture throughout the world will make it easier for the country to convert its deep well of soft power resources into active soft power. The question of why Korea would want to shift towards being a soft power comes with the fact that in recent history across various world wars, they've had a bit of a harsh image built around them. It serves an example that truly culture and politics are interwoven, and it's really hard to separate them. And if you didn't know, now you know through this example of Korea in particular. Now back to the show. Yeah, really? So it was your idea?
Yeah. So
okay.
It was just, just coming together of people who had interest in that, and it was a very diverse group, diverse group, but
it was a very fun
was
group
so
freshman
fun.
year.
Yeah.
Especially when we watched a K-drama in the summer. That's when you really got to know me, because we were watching this one K-drama, and then I think that was like the first time I like really spoke out, because I was like, what is this guy doing? Why, like, communication issue? It should have been resolved by now. And we were in the cube, and I was just standing up and pacing around and yelling.
Well, that was so fun, because watching the show with you was better than watching the show, because you guys were so animated. You were involved. You're yelling at the screen, cheering people on. It was so great. And it just also, that was the time where there were all those incidents of violence against Asian people. And I just felt so good that you all were there in a great place. And I remember thinking they're watching themselves on the screen as the main stars, and not how they're being portrayed in the rest of the media with all these acts going on. I felt really good about that. So.
All right, and so in addition to K Club, which is now Asian Cultures Club, which you still help us run, thank God, you also do a lot of other things around school. You were our sophomore year, you were our sophomore moderator, and then junior year you came up with us, and I know you also run Italian Cultures Club.
Yeah, the Italian Cultures Club isn't flourishing this year. I mean, it did before. We, we cooked. We made our own sauce. We made meatballs. In previous years in other schools, we've made pizza. The goal was to expose people to Italian culture and learn to speak a little bit, just
Yeah.
conversational language. But it's not as vibrant as the Asian Cultures Club because I don't know, you guys are dedicated. We have so much
Yeah.
fun, simple fun.
Mhm.
Everybody's invited, everybody's included. We always eat something and
Yeah.
have a lot of art, music. It's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm the moderator. Again, I moved up with the class. You guys are a great group.
Mhm.
So it's been fun. It's been a lot of work, but it's been great.
Yeah, and I brought this up because like there's a lot of things you do. I was just wondering how do you balance all of it?
Well, people who know me know that I live day by day. All right. I don't plan things. I just get up and go.
Mhm.
And so for me, living under pressure or having a lot to do is my speed. So I can tell you that these last couple of days since the prom is over, I've been more tired than I've ever been, and I have nothing to do. I mean, I do
Yeah.
have things to do, but I live on energy, and I like the action that I have to deal with right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I know that me being president of Asian Cultures Club and you being moderator, we work a lot, and it's like sometimes I talk to you about how I have a lot of work to do and stuff, but I feel like I can talk about that with you because I know you're also very busy. But it's inspiring how you still manage to get through. So, you know, in the years I've known you, I've tried to do what you do a little bit to the best of my ability, at least.
well, I think you and I both feed off each other. Like we love the energy, you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
I want to cheer you on. Like when I see you doing something or kids doing other things, like you want to cheer people on. Good for you. Keep going, you know. But also you have to live a balanced life. You
Yeah.
can't burn the candle at both ends. You have to take good care of yourself.
You have a very nice soul, I think, is something
Aw.
how I would word it. And speaking of soul, speaking of spirituality, I know that you mentioned before you used to be a sister.
Mm-mm. No, I was never a sister.
Well,
I
you almost were.
considered it. Yeah, I lived with sisters for 2.5 years. I thought God was calling me to the missionary life. And God did, in a sense, just not to be a sister. Those 2.5 years during college and right after were probably the most important 2.5 years of my life. I really learned to pray. I learned to sit still within, even though I'm frenzied outside. I'm very still within. And yeah, I'm very glad about it. I still see those sisters. They came to my wedding.
Oh, that's sweet.
You know, I see them a lot. I work with them sometimes. But yeah, it was a good thing.
And you're a religion teacher here at Camden Catholic, right? And so, aside from Catholicism, I know, of course, the juniors, a lot of us have you. But you're really an advocate for understanding other religions too. I know that you've been wanting to talk about like world religions and maybe, I don't know, you mentioned you might have wanted to start like some kind of course on it, but you still mention it in class a lot. So I wanted to ask how that like came to be, I guess, because what I associate with you is you're very open-minded because you help with Asian Cultures Club. You like learning about other cultures, but then you also like learning about other religions as well. Is that just how you always been, or is that something that developed at a certain point of your life?
I'm not really sure when that developed. I really just like people. I like people are very interesting to me. And in our core, I really think we're the same. We all have families. We all want to be loved. We all want to do something special. And I taught world religions for many years somewhere else, and I just love it. Every time I go from one religion to the next, I fall in love with that religion. I'm a true Catholic, but I see the goodness and even the doctrines of the religions. They're all based on love.
Yep.
They're all based on loving one another as they are loved. There's just really a core element of what it means to be a human being, and that is be your best self, allow others to be, give, receive, be humble, you know, acknowledge that you're part of the universe. You don't own the universe. You know, so yeah, I do like world religions a lot.
And yeah, a little bit what you said there reminded me of your what do you call it? Your little mantra that you tell us in class.
Oh yeah.
For how we should live every day. Would you mind telling the listeners what that might be?
Sure. Just 3 little statements. Be good, because God made you good. You reflect God's glory. You are good. You're created in love. And then do good. So be good, do good, because what else are you going to do? You have to be here with others and do good things with others. And then the last one is look good. And I don't mean that in a vanity way.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jesus says, you are the light of the world. Put yourself out there, meaning be confident in God's grace. Be confident in your own abilities. God has called you for a purpose. Lift up your chin, look people in the eye, smile, and acknowledge everybody. So be good, do good, look good.
And that's every day, right?
Every day.
Every day. So I'm going to use this as a little way to go into the segment I have for your episode this week. Of course, you are Italian, right? And that's part of why you started Italian Culture and Conversation Club. So I attempted to do a little segment based off of that. I don't speak Italian, so please correct me if I name this segment wrong. So I have Ciao Bella and Ciao Brutto. So the premise I tried to come up with was say Ciao Bella, or means hello beautiful, right? Or Ciao Brutto by ugly. Is that what it kind of translates to something? And I have yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but I tried to learn what they are in Italian. So first of all, we have yesterday, which I believe is ieri.
Ieri.
Ieri. See, I'm learning. I'm learning Italian conversation,
Yeah.
Say ciao bello or ciao brutto. Something that threw you off yesterday. So say bye ugly to
yesterday.
That. You don't
I don't live like that, honestly. What was yesterday? No, let's see. I only had ciao bello. My day is always bello.
It's always bello? So then we'll do one for ciao bello. Say ciao bello to something from yesterday.
Something from yesterday?
From ieri.
I don't know. I had dinner with friends.
Ooh, that's nice. Where'd you go?
We went to Estia's restaurant, and I had bronzino of sort. I love fish. I love seafood.
Me too.
So every time I go out, I try to order it. Yeah, and with friends, which was nice, and my husband. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go to today, which is Oggi?
Oggi.
Oggi.
Oggi. 2 G's are like a G.
Okay.
The only time you would have a G sound would be if it was a GH.
Oh, okay. Okay. So say, well, I mean, I guess.
Or if it precedes an A, but not with an I.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't know much about Italian. I mean, is it based off of one of the, the Romance languages? What would you say is like closest to it?
Latin. And Spanish. Spanish is very similar.
I don't take Spanish, I take French. But hey, I'm learning. Short between bells break. As previously mentioned, Italian, such as other languages like French, Spanish, Portuguese, Romanian, Latin, and Catalan, derives itself from Latin. What you might not have known, though, is that Italian might not have derived itself from classical Latin, which is the kind of Latin that figures like Cicero or Julius Caesar spoke. Instead, linguists believe that Italian derives itself from Vulgar Latin, which was spoken in the Middle Ages. Now back to the show. So yeah, for oggi, I guess for you would only really have things to say for ciao bello, huh?
Oggi? No, I'm tired. That's the ciao brutto. I've been drinking too much coffee. I still can't get myself awake.
How much do you drink coffee on a daily basis, Miss Bouchard?
Well, let's see. My husband brings me coffee in bed every single day.
Really?
Practically for all of our marriage.
Oh my gosh. That's commitment.
Yeah. So that's 1 cup, and then I get another cup. So that's 2, and then I'll have another cup during the day. So that's 3. So that's pretty much my limit. Unless I have a lot to do in the evening, then I'll have one in the afternoon, but never past 4 o'clock.
Do you like your coffee a certain way?
I love coffee. No, I just like all coffee. No, I don't like sugary things. I don't like fake coffee. Give me a nice strong cup of coffee, no sugar.
Okay. And then I guess finally for tomorrow, which is domani. Say something ciao bella or ciao brutto to something you're looking forward to or something you're not looking forward to. But as we discussed, you're kind of an in-the-moment person. But
what is today? Thursday?
Today is Thursday. So I think so, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow I will own another home. I guess we're moving again.
Moving again? How many times is that within the past year now?
Well, with this husband of mine that I've had for all my adult life, this will be our 5th house together.
Fifth.
Is it? Wait.
Why are you asking me?
I don't know. I just go with the flow,
Is it because you cancer? Because you cancer. I know that about you as well.
I do canter, yeah.
Is it related to that, or is it just, you're just
What,
trying
moving?
to find, yeah.
No, life happens. Like, I'm not stuck anywhere. I'm not, I was a Franciscan, and Franciscans don't really, you don't attach yourself to stuff. Even though I have so much stuff, I don't know how I'm going to move it. But, your home is where your family is. And just life happens, someone dies, someone moves, change jobs, things like that. And we're not attached to things. So we're just attached to each other.
Yes. So for moving tomorrow, is that a ciao brutto kind of thing or a ciao
bella? Oh, no, it's a ciao bella. It's always fun.
Are you expecting any ciao brutto things tomorrow or no? Are you being optimistic about tomorrow?
Oh, I never expect anything bad. I never go that way.
That's a good mindset.
No.
I should have known that this segment might not have worked. You're a very positive person.
Yeah, no,
very
life is for living.
person.
That's my thing. Life is not for brooding. That's a waste of energy.
All right, so that's it for the segment. And I guess one of the last things I kind of want to talk to you about is I know that you're an Italian immigrant. Are you not, right?
Yes.
So I guess I just wanted to hear what your story was. I wanted you to have an opportunity to share your story a bit because I feel like one time in religion class you mentioned that and everyone was really surprised. And I know I was surprised when you first told me. So I just wanted to, I don't know, maybe talk about that a little more with you.
Well, we just celebrated our 55th anniversary of being in America. That means I'm over 55. Okay, so, all right. But I was 6.5 when we got here from Italy on April 20th. In 1968, during the chaos in America, but we were oblivious to it. At least I was. I'm sure my parents knew what was going on. But my parents are from the same town in Sicily. They moved up to Rome, had 4 kids. We were born in Rome. And then my dad's was going to Germany in the auto worker factories for months at a time, but they wouldn't take us because he had a family of 4 children.
Oh.
So that was sad for him because he left his whole family. But my mom's family was in Italy, in the United States. So they brought us over. And we came here. I was in first grade, but I had to repeat first grade because we came in April.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I remember there was one story you told us of when you were a little girl. I don't know if it was after you already moved here or while you were still in Italy, but it had something to do with the TV and your siblings.
So that was on New Year's Eve. Not New Year's, Christmas.
Christmas. Oh, yeah, because you told us about this near Christmas. Yeah.
Right, because we didn't have Santa Claus to give us gifts. We had the Befana, which was the little witch. But my parents were out, and all 4 of us were sleeping on one sofa bed. But I was the only one awake, and the TV was open.
Are you the youngest out of your siblings?
No, I'm the third of 5.
Third. You're the middle kid. Okay.
First girl, though.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and I just remember I had to turn off the TV, but I was crying because I thought if she caught me, she wouldn't bring me any gifts, just like a typical kid.
Was that when you were here in America or in Italy?
No, in Italy.
In Italy? Yeah, I was also wondering, because when I first learned that you were an immigrant, in the back of my mind, I asked myself, is that why maybe you connect a bit with Asian cultures? Because again, at least for a lot of us in Asian Cultures Club, our parents are also immigrants, so we're pretty familiar with the immigrant stories and things like that. So I just wondered if that ever came to your mind when you look at us.
No, you know what? What happened was my younger daughter was playing Neopets. Do you remember Neopets?
Yep. I know that. Yep.
And she got so hooked on to the culture of that, like she was coding, and then she was trying to learn Japanese, and then she was trying to learn Korean and Chinese. So she did learn Korean. She went and took Korean lessons, and we had little Korean words all over our house. But then she would watch Mnet, which is a Korean station on TV, and watch some things. And I just followed her because, she was my kid and I was watching what she was watching. But then after her programs were adult programs, and there was a nice crime show and a doctor show. And I just fell in love with the story writing, the actors, but the culture of what I saw Koreans in how they portrayed themselves in their dramas were there was a redemption theme all of the time. They were forgiving. They strived, to be good and do good. And they looked beautiful too.
That's
they
true.
Looked good.
That's very true.
So I just got into that culture, and that was when she was in 7th grade. She's now 22. So I think that's when I stopped watching American TV. I've been watching Korean dramas ever since.
Short Between Bells break. Why are K-dramas so good? According to Collider.com, for one, likely due to the South Korean government pouring heavy financial investment into their arts as a means of furthering the economy, K-dramas often exhibit impressively high production value. Examples of this is the amount of detail that goes into costumes, sets, and the composition of musical tracks, and the writing of the stories themselves. And another little fun fact, a majority of writers that write for these Korean shows are women. And back to the show.
But so that was a segue into looking at people as people, not as an ethnicity.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone had the same color skin, same color eyes, same color hair, yet I could see all the emotions better.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I kind of get that when I'm watching teleserias, which are Filipino dramas, or like even when I'm in the Philippines, like on vacation to visit family. It's kind of a I don't know if I want to say shock, but it's definitely refreshing when you don't really have to look at like skin color like
that's
that.
what I mean. You just see the personhood, and so their stories were human stories, and they just tell them well. So, no, I just really love people.
Yeah, you're very much a people person. I saw you at prom. You were having fun at prom with all the people. And I get that too because I think I'm a people person.
Yes,
I might not be
are.
I might not be the most outgoing person, but I also like just seeing people as people. I mean that's why I started the podcast, of course.
Great. I'm so proud of you and happy for you.
Thank you. All right, so this is another lovely conversation. I'll probably have many more with you besides this one, but this one was recorded. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
No, thanks for having me.
It's an honor having you on, especially because, I mean, not to like put down the other teachers I put on, but you have a special place in my heart as the first one.
Mutual.
As the first teacher to really.
No, good job, Trish. Looking forward to seeing what's coming up for you.
Thank you, thank you. If you found something in common with her or just want to say hi, Antonella Bouchard is located in room 232 in Junior Hall. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Between Bells and that we might catch you next time. But for now, this has been your host, Trish and from wherever you're listening in, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. Bye!